Hello, football fans. Week 15 came and went, and of course, the centerpiece. I already talked about that in another TikTok. The Chiefs eliminated. So, that was the big story for Week 15. But there was some more positive stories coming out of this week as well. A couple of teams got into the playoffs. They are as follows. Congratulations to the Los Angeles Rams. They were the first to punch their ticket in. They won a thriller over the Detroit Lions, which was the game of the week for Week 15, and they're in. And this year was unlike the last 2 years where they started late but had to win a bunch to get in. This year, they won a bunch all year. So the Rams are officially playoff bound. It is the third straight year that they're in the playoffs following that disaster 2022 where they were defending champs and had a terrible year. But they're not the only ones who made it. Denver Broncos got in. They got in at our expense, though. 34-26 win over the Packers, which was Denver's 11th straight, and now they're in. That's one spot each in each conference. And of course, for the Packers, what was worse than losing that game was losing a few players. Well, the main one being Micah Parsons, and it did come out that it was a torn ACL. I said there was a lot of that lately, and he's done for the season. But the Packers will persevere. We will. As for the Broncos, congratulations to them for joining the playoff party, and it's going to be very interesting throughout. So the NFC South continues to get more and more twisted. Week 15 actually started with the Bucks in that game against Atlanta, and they blew it. The Buccaneers blew a 15-point lead late, lost to the Falcons. So entering the Sunday games, Carolina was in first place all by themselves, and they had the Saints. Nice cookie cutter, opponent, but the Saints don't make things easy. Matter of fact, they made things very difficult. They beat the Panthers again. Yeah, it's crazy. They have 4 wins, but 3 were in the division. 2 against Carolina, and of course they beat Tampa in Tampa. But 20-17. Party was the final score, and now is a tie top the division at 7-7, and Tampa Bay has a tiebreaker again. Oh, and guess what, folks? Bucks Panthers next week. Oh man. The Vikings elimination brought joy to me, but what didn't bring joy to me was the Vikings actually beating Dallas. The Cowboys are screwed. They really are. It is crazy. They beat the Super Bowl teams like back to back in less than a week, but they had that loss against the Lions, and they even lost to the Vikings. Now they're on the brink because Philadelphia got that much needed win. Dallas' season is all but over. If the Eagles win on Saturday, then they'll win the division, and Dallas can forget it for another year. My goodness. I hope that Micah Parsons trade was worth it, Dallas. Monday Night Football saw the Steelers take center stage, and they needed to win um, because the Ravens took it to the Bengals, and shut them out, and ended Cincinnati's season since he's done for the year. It was a crazy and wild game. The offense was strong. The defense actually dominated, even without TJ Watt. But in the end, a 28-15 victory over the Dolphins. That's what occurred on Monday night. And of course, as a result, you have the AFC North picture right there. The Steelers are still ahead of the Ravens by a game. Well, technically by 2 or a game and a half, really, because they play each other again. But Steelers are 1 up in that season set. As for the Dolphins, their journey has ended too. They are not going to be playoff bound this year. It's just been one disaster after another for Miami. They had those 4 straight wins. Yes, it was against Flotsam and Jetsam, but they won them. But their season is now over, and one has to wonder if they actually move on from Tua. But that's the off season. That's the off season, and that is my recap of Week 15. Here's what's in store for us for Week 16. And this is the Week 16 schedule. We'll kick off with Thursday Night Football. In the NFC West, Rams and Seahawks, a very important game. There's a lot of them spread out through the NFC. It's crazy. We have Saturday football, first time this year, and the first of 5 straight weeks with Saturday football. Um, Eagles head to Landover to face the Commanders, while the Packers head to the Windy City to face off against the Bears to try to get back in the first place. Also, like I said, Bucks and Panthers. That's on Sunday, but it's crazy. Yeah, the NFC has some important games in Week 16. But Chargers are in Dallas looking to increase their playoff hopes. Bills are in Cleveland. In the late window, the game of the week is Steelers and Lions. That's going to be very amazing. I just know it. Thursday night football, Ravens, Patriots. Monday night football, Colts and the Niners, and it's going to be insane. Oh, and 9 teams can clinch something. Can clinch whether it's a playoff spot or a division or even home field. Yes, Denver could actually wrap that up this upcoming week 16. But yeah, and meanwhile, 8 teams could actually clinch playoff spots. But it's going to be interesting. So that's what's in store for us in week 16. That's my recap of week 15. If you like this video, click the like button. If you're on YouTube, click subscribe. If you want more from on TikTok and Instagram, feel free to hit that follow button. And the link above, that's to my story about week 15. Check it out when you can. And and because of the plethora of scenarios in week 16, I'm gonna have to split up into 2 videos, one each focuses on a conference. So the AFC video that's gonna come after this one. So stay tuned.